Petra Luna, and you're watching the CatCrazy channel. Today I have a very special guest. I have Laurie Melo from Itty Bitty Orphan Kitty Rescue here. And Laurie, why don't you introduce yourself? Just say a few words about yourself and how you got there.
Sure. So my name is Laurie. I started Itty Bitty Orphan Kitty Rescue back in 2001. We have been doing bottle babies and orphan kittens for about 22 years now, almost 23 years. Found homes for lots and lots of kitties. And only recently we opened an Itty Bitty Kitty Cafe where we're able to show our kitties in rooms, playrooms for people to actually interact with the kitties rather than at a store situation with cages. And so I've been doing this for a really long time. It's kind of my passion. So finding homes for kittens.
That's fantastic. So what was your inspiration, and especially baby kittens? What was your inspiration to do this?
Yeah, so it's funny, but I actually used to think of myself as a dog person, and we were doing dog rescue for a while, my husband and I, and then someone contacted me and said, hey, I found 3 baby kittens in the creek, and does anybody know how to bottle feed? Would you be interested in trying? And I said, sure, I'll give it a try. So they brought them to me, I bottle fed them, and I did it. They survived, and I was like, wow, I can do this. So then I started getting contacted by other rescues that were finding baby kittens. And at that time, I was actually on a job where I had an office so I could bring the kittens with me to work and keep them hidden under my desk. And I just realized that it was actually a skill that I had, a talent or whatever, with doing it. And it was fun. And we were getting kittens as young as under a week old.
So what we're gonna have you do is go in the hallway and take off your shoes, put them on the shoe rack. And then you're going to come back out and you're going to hand sanitize at this hand sanitizing station here. And then Rachel, our volunteer ambassador, she's going to get you in your room so you can start playing with some kittens. Okay? We also have snacks and drinks if you guys want to grab something to take with you or to grab after you leave.
Yeah, so I just started doing it, and I've just been doing it ever since. I take breaks every once in a while because you got to sleep sometimes. But usually I bring them in first and bottle feed them and stabilize them, and then I find foster homes to send them out to, and then I take in the next batch.
Right.
And so, like I said, we've been doing it. We've done thousands of kittens, and it's just it's remarkable. It's rewarding, and it feels really good to be able to save these kitties. Mostly come from high kill shelters that they'd be euthanized, and so we want to save them. And I think that's what really pushed me when I found out. When I first started doing this, that 3,500 kittens a year were being euthanized in our local shelter, just because they couldn't eat on their own and they were under 6 weeks old. So we just decided we were just gonna pull as many as we could, and that's what started the whole thing.
That would have been my next question. How do you get those little kittens that are so young? Probably from mothers that were euthanized, or mothers that had an accident or something.
Yeah. And a lot of times people think that the kittens are orphaned when they find them outside. Mom's usually out hunting, or who knows where she's gone off to. She intends to come back, but they find them. We call that kidnapping. People find the kittens and they bring them to the shelter, and the shelter doesn't know what to do with them. They used to say, take them back and put them back where you found them, and then they can be reunited with their mom. But a lot of times they'll watch and they'll wait for a couple of hours and no mom comes back. So they get worried and they take them to the shelter. And then the shelter posts them online and says, well, they didn't used to do that. They used to send emails, but they post them online now and they say these kittens came in. If they don't get pulled by 5 o'clock, they're euthanized. So we race down there and we get them. We have worked with the shelters, and we've created a partnership with them, with a lot of other rescues in the area as well. So we're all networked together. So a lot of those kitties are being saved. There's fewer kitties being euthanized now because people are pulling them. But there's not that many fosters that know how to bottle feed, especially the very young ones. So finding a really good bottle feeder foster home is really difficult. So sometimes I end up keeping them until they're weaned and eating on their own, and then I transfer them to another foster.
Right. So 2 questions. So the shelters, they know you guys, and they actually call you when something like this comes, when the babies come in, right?
Right. So I get texts pretty much every day, and then they have a Facebook page that I watch.
That's good. Oh my God. Yeah. And I mean, talking about like bottle feeding, that needs to be done like every 2 hours, right? And I mean, day and night. So somebody has to be there and be available for that. And I really love it that people are, available to do this, because you can really help those poor little kitties. So, okay, so my next question regarding, Itty Bitty Orphan Kitty is, you like to adopt the kittens in pairs. Why do you feel strongly about that?
Yeah, so when we first started, early on, we were just looking for homes for kittens, and we would adopt out single kittens. And then we'd find that some of these adopters would come back to us a month or two later and say, the kitten's being destructive, it seems lonely, we need another friend for it. And by that time, all of its litter mates had already been adopted. So we'd have to find another kitty that they'd have to introduce to their kitty. And sometimes they were actually being returned because the kitty was lonely or they said they didn't have enough time for it. And so we just decided, it's probably like 15 years now that we have been doing them in pairs only and in bonded pairs. We don't mix and match from litters. It's litter mates that go together. And we have found that the kitties are much happier. The adopters are much happier, and we don't get any returns anymore. So, I just feel like kitties, especially bottle fed kitties that didn't have a cat mom, they're still learning how to be a cat. And they kind of need each other, to keep that development going and learn what's acceptable behavior and what's not. And a single kitten will tend to bite people and play too rough because they don't have a kitten to get that energy out with. And they don't have one to cuddle with and play with and keep each other company when the people are gone. So we just feel like it's really important to do it in pairs. And that's just a policy that we stick with.
Yeah, I love that. So you also, you not only have that policy, but you also match and screen the adopters.
Yeah.
And what is it that you look for in adopters?
Yeah, so we want to do a good match. So it's always about a good fit when we interview potential adopters. We want to match them with kittens that have the right kind of personality that's going to go with their lifestyle. So we're kind of like a dating service in a way, because these kitties can live 20 years. You want to make sure they're getting kitties that are going to fit what they're, wanting to have in their home. But I just find that I lost my train of thought. I just find that, by doing the matching and doing the screening with them, we learn a lot about the adopter. So then it really helps us to say, this pair of kittens we think will fit good with you. But what we seek in adopters are people that actually put in their application that they're looking for kittens that are going to be a part of their family, that aren't just going to be, disposable pet. When they say, what's the most important thing in adopting a kitten? We want to see love and affection and stuff like that. And we want these people to be committed, to where they say, if they're going to move, what will they do with the kitten? We want to see them say, take them with us, of course, So we have a pretty thorough screening process for adopters. And we really want to make sure our kitties are going to the best possible homes.
Awesome. So what do you suggest to people that you do approve? What should they do to prepare themselves to get the kittens at home?
Yeah, so, something we used to do is interview them in person at the adoption site and go over paperwork with them. And it would be like a half an hour interview and going over a packet, we call it our adoption packet, of information of things that you need to do to get ready. And then when the pandemic hit, we decided to email that adoption packet to the people and then do a FaceTime so they could meet the kitties. And some people were adopting kitties without ever even really meeting them in person, just by FaceTiming with them or Zooming with them. But after the pandemic opened up and we were able to, do fairs and things like that at the store again, we decided the email process works still. So what we do is as soon as someone's approved and they've chosen the pair of kittens and it's going to go forward, is we email them an adoption packet along with our contract. And in that adoption packet, it tells you everything they need to know, setting up a safe room for them, what kind of things they need, what kind of food they're eating, what kind of litter they're using, how to keep them safe inside. We talk about litter boxes and litter box placement. We go over everything with them in the packet. And then we have a phone call after to make sure that they actually did read it and they are prepared. And then we do a home delivery. So our foster actually delivers the kitties to their home.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So during the pandemic, we had people pick them up from the foster, but now we're able to deliver them to their home to make sure that everything is good.
I love it. So what do you do when some adopters already have cats? Do you agree with that? Do you not want that? What is your opinion?
It's fine. We don't recommend little baby kittens to a home that maybe has a senior cat. The senior cat may not be okay with having kittens in the house, but we do talk about that. We also provide information on how to do cat-to-cat introductions, and how to do it slowly so that everybody gets along, and how to do cat and dog introductions as well. And if they have small children, we actually don't adopt our small kittens to homes with kids under 5, because we really want to make sure that the kittens are number one to the adopters, and not if sometimes if something happens and the kid gets scratched or bit, the people might want to return the kitties to us because their child got injured, or the kid might be scared of the kittens then. So we kind of just decided that any kids under 5 don't get the kittens unless they're 4 months or older and they know how to handle that kind of energy. So, again, it's all about match. If they have a newborn baby, we'll still adopt little kitties to them because that newborn baby's not going to do anything to them. But the toddler stage, they get a little bit crazy. So, we just really try to give them as much information as possible. And then we're available to them. We give them our cell phone numbers, and they can contact us by text or call anytime if they have questions, if the kittens behave strangely or they think they might be sick. They can contact us, so we stay in touch. And they always send us updates and photos and stuff, which we really love. Great.
This is awesome. By the way, do you spay, neuter them, or do you?
Absolutely.
You do?
Absolutely. Okay. All of our kittens are spayed, neutered, microchipped, vaccinated, up to date, and combo tested, and dewormed, defleed, the whole bit. Nail trims. We do all that stuff and get them ready to go to their new home.
Right. That's great. So now let's talk about the people that want to foster. What does fostering entail if somebody wants to do this with you guys?
Yeah, so we would look for similar things with foster homes, that they have a safe room to set up the kittens in. There's an application on our website for people to fill out if they want to foster. I usually meet with them and, talk about, what it's all involved, especially if we already know which kittens they're going to be fostering. I'll talk to them about the kittens and what their needs are. And then we provide all of the supplies. We give the food, the litter box, the scooper, a cat bed, toys, everything that carrier, anything that those kittens are going to need, we provide to the foster home so that they don't have to pay anything. They just need to provide the love and the care for them. And we keep providing more supplies when they run out so that they don't ever have to spend any of their own money on fostering. But we are looking for fosters that can spend more time with them at home. So if they're working 10-hour days, 5 days a week, that's probably not the best foster home for little kittens. But for older kittens or adult cats, like sometimes we have mom cats that, just want to hang out in a nice, quiet place, that would actually be okay. But we really want to see them go to homes where people have, time to spend with them and socialize them.
Right. And that was my next question about the benefits of fostering. You are taking care of everything. Meaning like money-wise. So the kittens, they take care of the kittens and give them love, and you provide whatever is needed,
Yes, including medical care. So if they get sick, they need to see a vet. We cover all of that.
That's awesome. So, what was your reason to open up the cat cafe as opposed to just having the rescue?
Yeah, so that's kind of funny. I'm getting older. I've been doing this for a really long time. Setting up, cages for kitties at fairs. People can only hold them sitting in chairs. They can't put them on the floor. They can't see them play. They don't really get to know too much about the kittens except for what we're telling them. And we've been doing that for years, decades. That way. And then one morning in April, I woke up and I was just like, you know what, if I'm going to open up a cat cafe, which I've always wanted to do, I've always thought cat coffee and books was my thing that I've been always wanting to do. Yeah. And I said, if I'm going to do it, I need to do it quickly, because I'm running out of time to do it. So I brought it to my board's attention and I said, hey, this is something I want to do. And I had a proposal. And I said, if we charge people to come in and play with kittens, that will pay our rent and our insurance and our utilities. And that will also help open the door for adopters to see these kittens, in action and be able to hold them and cuddle with them and play with them in a nice, fun room. And so the board said, yes, if you think it's sustainable, to go ahead and try it. So I got my husband, who is a handyman. We found a space that was really low in rent because the shopping center may be demolished at any time. It's in litigation. So they rented it to us for super cheap. And we just got in here, and within a month, we just whipped it all together and had our grand opening on May 4th. And it's just been a super success. I mean, people are just loving it. They're coming back again and again, the same people. And recently we've been getting more attention, and people are booking, and we got 100% booking this weekend and next weekend already. So, every slot gets filled, and we have a phone here that just rings nonstop of people contacting us and saying, can you squeeze me in today? And unfortunately, we can't even do walk-ins anymore. We were able to do that initially. But the kittens have a great time. They socialize really well with a lot of different people. So that makes them better kitties when it's time for them to get adopted, because they're not going to be hiding under the bed kitties. They're going to be kitties. They're going to be comfortable around a lot of different people. They get exposed to, little kids and older people and people in wheelchairs and, men, women, everybody. And so they're just much happier, well-rounded kittens. And they're doing pretty good, even when they're getting older. We got some older kitties now that are a little bit more this again. They're not like this is Disneyland and they're super happy like they were when they were younger. And those kitties, once they start to get a little bit stressed in the cafe environment, then we start showing those at the pet store in the cages so that they don't feel stressed. But the people just love it. I mean, like I said, the people, when they're coming out, they just all have smiles on their faces and they're like, that was just amazing. So
that's so fantastic. And you just started that this year in May?
Yes, it's been about 6 months now. Yeah,
that's fantastic. So what are the challenges that you have been facing or are still facing while having this cafe open? Is there,
the biggest challenge that we have is our number one priority of opening it, and that is to get adopters. We have a lot of people that come in that just want to play, and they just want to, hang out with the kittens and cuddle with them and stuff. So we have, these waves of adoptions, and then we have like times where there's no adoptions at all. And we have 80 kitties in a foster care right now. So, we really need to find adopters for these kitties so we can save more kitties. We can't save more kitties until these kitties get adopted. So, we do talk to the people that come in. We try to, find out if they're interested in adopting. We try to open that door to have them start thinking about maybe if they want to adopt. But for the most part, sometimes they'll say they'll foster. A lot of them want to come back and volunteer because they had so much fun here. But not very many of them really want to adopt. It's just really quiet right now in San Jose. The other rescues that I work with, most of my friends that run their own rescues are having difficulty finding adopters as well. And the shelters are having trouble even. I mean, they hand kitties up to anyone and they're not getting adoptions either. They're actually texting me, the shelter manager, they're texting me and saying, please take these already fixed, already, ready to go kitties and see if maybe you can get them adopted through your cafe, because no one's coming to the shelter to adopt.
That's so interesting. Why do you think that is right now?
I have no idea. We've had a year like this once before where we had very few adoptions, but last year we had almost 300 adoptions at this point in the year. And right now we're at like 123. So that's really, really low as far as adoptions.
Yes. Well, let's hope we can get this up a little bit. Okay. People in San Jose, go.
Yes. We're doing a promotion now for our older kittens, 5 months and older. We're doing it for 2 for 1. So if they adopt one kitty, they get the sibling or the bonded mate with, for no adoption fee. I'm trying to encourage people to think about, older kittens that are much easier to take care of than the little tinies are. But most people that come in are still looking at the little tinies, the little 8 and 10 week old kittens. That's what really attracts them. Once they hit about 4 months old, they don't seem as interested. So pretty sad.
Wow, that is sad. Well, we have to change that. Okay. Yeah, really. I mean, if somebody wants to adopt a cat, they should not only play with the kittens, but look at the older ones as well. 4 months old. That's a young little.
It's still a baby kitten to me. Yes.
Baby kitten.
Yeah, they're super playful and super cute. But next to kittens that are 2 months old, they look big. And then when they hit 6 months old, they start to look like an adult cat. And they're like, oh, these are cats. And I'm like, no, they're kittens. Until they're a year old, they're still kittens. And they want to play and they want to do all the things that kittens do. They're just bigger. And little kittens grow really fast. So, even if they adopted a pair of little tinies, it's just a matter of months before they're going to be bigger. So
the good thing is also, like with you, like if somebody wants to adopt a cat, you already took care of everything. The cats are fixed. The cats have all the vaccinations. They have no worms. People don't have to take care of any of these things.
That's right.
You did that. So this is like the perfect situation. So I think this is there's lots of pluses there, and I hope that you get lots of adopters that want to get a new furry friend. So last question is, how can people find you? What's your website address?
Yep. So they can go to our website. It's ibokrescue.org. We're also on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, so you can always find us there too. We are trying to do a lot of social outreach right now. And we've been really lucky to have other influencers on Instagram come to our kitty cafe, play with our kitties, make cute little videos and post them on their pages so that their followers get to see about us. But yeah, if you're interested in adopting, it's ibokrescue.org. You can fill out an application, and it comes to me and to my team of adoption counselors, and then we all discuss it and decide if it's a good fit for the kitties that they're applying for, and then we go from there.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Laurie. Guys in San Jose and surroundings, go visit Itty Bitty Orphan Kitty Rescue and Cafe. Thank you so much, Laurie. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Adopters, and have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Stay cat crazy.